What's up, fishy friends? Welcome to Tim's School of Fishing classes in session. Last night, we had Andy Armstrong of ROSECRAFT Blades on the Just the Tip live stream. It was awesome. We broadcast that from my partner's channel, Jake, over at Uncommon EDC. So if you weren't able to catch the live, you can go over to his channel and watch the playback. You should go and watch it. We had a great time. It was awesome. So, given that we just talked to Andy Armstrong last night, and given the case cutlery announcement of the 2024 vault pattern, some of you guys already know what I'm talking about. Given those two things, I want to take a look today at a knife from Rough Ryder Reserve. This is an Andy Armstrong design. It is the very first Rough Ryder Reserve knife. I know he's proud of the work that he did over there since we talked to him last night. And given Case's announcement, I think it's a good time to take a look at this knife. So, without further ado, let's get this camera turned around and take a closer look. Alright, so like all Rough Ryder Reserves, it's going to come in this black box. It's got the triple R's and it says Rough Ryder Reserve. On the end here, it's got our model number RRR001BM. Rough Ryder Reserve, the very first model, and this is burlap micarta. So let's open this up and take a look. Inside the box, a Rough Ryder Reserve is going to come in a tin. It's got the triple R's, says Rough Ryder Reserve, built by hand, backed for life. Your knife is going to come wrapped in a very nice microfiber cleaning cloth that says Rough Ryder Reserve, always built by hand, backed for life. And then the knife itself is wrapped in acid-free butcher paper. So let's take a closer look at this knife. All right, so the closed length on this one is 4 inches. We've got a stainless steel bolster here. This one is a bare head because there's no cap on the end. We've got a single thread on that bolster. You can see that the milling on that thread is nice and clean and precise. Our transition from the bolster to the cover is nice and smooth and even with no gapping whatsoever. We've got burlap micarta covers on this one with nickel silver pins and a nickel silver arrowhead shield. We've got no proud pins and the shield is inlaid very nicely. We've also got a lanyard hole with a brass insert tube on this one. We've got a stainless steel back spring with brass liners. There is no stepping and no gapping at all on here. We've got an easy open access here. So the pull on that one is about a 5. Nice smooth pull. We've got a good snap there, smooth walk, and a nice loud chatty talk. Good walk and talk on this one. You can see we've got this scalloped notch in this blade. So what we've got here is a one-armed razor. Case just announced that the razor pattern would be the 2024 vault pattern that they're going to release, and I'm super excited about that because I really love a one-arm razor. So our blade here is 3 inches. Our handle is 4 inches. We've got an overall length of 7 inches. We've got that razor style blade here with a forward swedge. We've got a satin finish on here, which is absolutely gorgeous. On this side of the tang, we've got the triple R's with Rough Ryder underneath it. On the other side of the tang, RRR001BM, which is our model number, and D2, which is our steel. You can see there that our edge grind is nice and clean and precise. There are no areas where they got too heavy or too light on that edge grind. Very well done. Fit and finish is just exceptional, and ergonomics on this knife are just awesome. You can choke up around that bolster and that kick and get a good purchase on this knife. We've got a nice neutral handle shape and it is big enough to fill the hand. I really love a one-arm razor pattern, and I've talked about this before in a previous video, but I want to touch on it again. A lot of people don't know what the purpose of that notch is. After the Civil War, a lot of men came home missing hands and arms. It was very common for all men to carry a knife all the time. So they needed a way to open their knife using only one hand. We're talking about right after the Civil War. There's no flipper knives and thumb studs. Everything was still a slip joint. So this notch could be put on the edge of a table or on the edge of your pocket, and you could use your one arm to open that knife. And then you could close your knife on another surface. So probably the most famous person that would have carried one of these one-arm razors that we know about is John Wesley Powell. John Wesley Powell is famous for leading the first government-backed expedition down the Grand Canyon in 1869, and he was later appointed as the director of the U.S. Geologic Survey. Well, he was a major in the Union Army in the Civil War. At the Battle of Shiloh, he raised his right arm to give his troops the command to fire, and he lost that arm. Shortly after the Civil War, when he led the expedition down the Grand Canyon, he would have presumably been carrying a one-armed razor. So he's quite possibly one of the first people that we know about that would have carried this pattern of knife. Now, one thing I love about this particular one, I love the burlap covers on there. I'm becoming more and more of a fan of burlap micarta. I think it's just gorgeous, and on here it is very well done. And I also love that arrowhead shield, right? We don't see that on the current iterations of Rough Rider Reserves, but on the early models, we do have that arrowhead shield, and I'm really a big fan of that one. So I love the pattern, I love the covers, and I love the shield on this one. And like I said, this is Andy Armstrong's very first Rough Rider Reserve design. I know he's very proud of this one and the work that he did at Rough Rider, and especially on the Rough Rider Reserves. So there you go, boys and girls. That is the Rough Rider Reserve one-arm razor, the very first Rough Rider Reserve. I really love it. I'm happy to have this one in my collection, and I thought it was a great time to share that with you today. Don't forget the Just the Tip live stream next week on Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, with me and Jake from Uncommon EDC. So make sure you tune into that. You don't want to miss it. It is going to be awesome. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching. Give me a thumbs up. Drop me a comment down in the comment section. Let me know what you think of this knife. Let me know what you think of the one-arm razor pattern. Are you going to go out and get some of those 2024 Vault case knives? Have you seen them yet? If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Just click my logo right over there. That's it for this episode of Tim's School of Fish, boys and girls. Class dismissed.